All right, all right. Welcome everybody to another episode of Three Birds and a Punt. As always, my name is Afia and I am joined by my friend John. Say hey, John.
Hey, hey, welcome.
Welcome everyone. Whip should be joining us momentarily. The name of this episode, episode 52, is The Calm Before the Storm. We got a great show for you tonight. We are Three Birds, as always, happy to announce that we have partnered with the AmazeMedia Labs to be the official Eagles podcast for the Pigskin Network. You can find the Three Birds in a Pond on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Megaphone, or wherever you get your podcast. We're also on Twitter, on Instagram, scrolling down the screen at Three Birds and a Punt. And please download and subscribe. Follow us on YouTube. We appreciate all the fan support.
We really do.
Absolutely, it's critical. It's critical to our success. All right, guys. So I want to tap in. It's been a while. It's preseason is over. Training camp is over. Now it is red. Like the season is literally right around the corner, and there are some big expectations for the Eagles. Like primo expectations. So I really want to dive in and find out like how are you feeling about the 2022 Philadelphia Eagles as it stand right now, John?
I'm excited. Howie Roseman put together an amazing cast to draft Jordan Davis, to draft the Kobe Dean in the third, Cam Jorgens. Um, they had he hit a home run on every level, and the undrafted free agents that was key. Like Reed Blankenship and Josh Jobe and Josh Sills, those three undrafted players made the initial 53 and are going to contribute. And that just goes to show you how much um, they put into their tape, how much studying of the prospects they did, and how he has his ear to the streets when it comes to high level players at a fraction of a cost or like on a rookie deal. Like he's like unreal. Like he's a magician. Like it's so weird. He So apparently he was in contact with the Saints for a while in regards to CD Deuce. Um, that guy, he was a top five slot corner, and the fact that they saw he wanted a safety, he wanted to be paid like a top safety, and the Saints are just like, you know what? We just signed Marcus May, we just signed Tyrann Mathieu. You're expendable. Why are we going to give you a raise? Why? If he fell right into our lap, he was the final piece that we needed. And then to pick up Trey Sermon from San Fran off of the waivers was great. He was a beast coming out of Ohio State and Oklahoma, and he played with Jalen Hurts his last year in Oklahoma. That's a great pickup. But even going back to training camp when we picked up Kazir White, Hassan Reddick, the defense is the linebacking core as we know it is a strength. Remember when we were like, "Dag, we got to try out Alex Singleton and who was the other dude?
Nate Gary. Remember Nate
Nate
Gary and
Gary.
those
Oh,
days?
Cobra, the
Those days? Oh
White
my
Cobra.
God.
Remember the White Cobra?
Yeah.
He's with the Commanders now,
Uh
trying to
huh.
make the squad. I don't even know if he got cut. I don't even know if he made the team or not. But the front four is looking nice.
Mm-hmm.
Linebackers looking nice. Corners looking nice. And safeties looking nice. Offensive line is great. The backup tight end spot looks kind of scary, but Jack Stoll, he did his thing in camp, and Grant Calcaterra is going to be good. Good, he's more of a move tight end, more of a receiving type tight end. The running back room looks nice. They have a stable backs that if Miles Sanders gets hurt, and when he does, you have a Boston Scott, Kenny G, Kenny Gainwell, and now Trey Sermon with Jason Hunley on the practice squad. You can call him up. He'd be good for like one or two games. And the quarterback room to pick up Ian Book from the Saints, Notre Dame. The, he was the winningest quarterback ever in Notre Dame history. That in itself is pretty cool. I mean,
See, I love talking to John because he knows exactly how to throw out all the stats and the figures of these guys, even the most obscure guys. He knows the team inside and out, and I love it. And I love Whip. Whip came in the last minute, and he already is like, "Nah, I'm not feeling it." So, what
Nah,
do you think, Whip? I'm gonna let you chime in here. Your expressions were so awesome. What are your thoughts of the Eagles' expectation for this season? Because there's some big expectations out there for us.
Very high. But
Very.
I'm not going to go into what this man just said. We keep forgetting this is positive John. This is everything is positive. He like his coffee with a certain amount of splendor in it. He, he want his pancakes a certain way. Everything is positive with John. I think I came in at the right time. This man said, and quote me if I'm wrong. You said that the signing of the dude, I forgot his name. What's his name again? The cat from the Saints.
Chauncey Gardner
Yeah,
Johnson.
Garner. You said this roster is complete, and I'm saying to myself, you know what? I can't argue with you about time, but what I can say to you is that we've been there, we've done it. Everything sounds good on paper, brother. All right.
Namni Asama.
Yeah,
Why you gotta bring him up?
no,
Or
so,
DRC.
so here's the thing, man.
That's a good one.
It's one thing that I learned, and hopefully I can pass my old head knowledge to you, young Jedi. Okay, is that never judge a book by its cover. Experience is more better than what you see on paper, brother. All right, everybody sitting here talking about the Eagles is the best team. I already seen the Vegas odds got the Eagles being that SHIT. Okay, but what nobody is not talking about, and I have not heard not a soul, not even you, Positive John, mention this. Yeah, your new name is Positive John, dog. That's the whole thing. You need to change it, your Twitter tag to Positive John. All right. No, what I don't hear nobody talking about is chemistry. Now, the near soul is talking about chemistry. You want to know who got chemistry? The Dallas Cowboys got chemistry. You want to know who else got chemistry? The Buffalo Bills got chemistry. Whoever else got the Rams got chemistry. These are the teams that everybody is overshadowing because of the Eagles roster. Nobody's not talking about that. You want to know why Cooper Kupp almost broke 2,000 receiving yards? Because of chemistry. Yes, we got A.J. Brown. Yes, he's a nice addition. But guess what he don't have? He don't have chemistry with his best friend like Smitty has chemistry with his best friend. You get where I'm going with that?
That is true.
So when I hear people sit there and give the Eagles A+, now if you want to give them an A+ for putting the team together, no doubt. But I'm not going to put them boys on the pedestal yet. I need to see how
you can't anoint them.
Yeah,
it's too early to anoint them.
I want to see how they get down with Detroit. You understand what I'm saying? I want to see how that play. If I don't see the Eagles that's on paper next week, all that positive John stuff you just talked, better get to walking.
Because we got the Vikings the next week.
Yeah, because
we got the Vikings and Jalen Reagor.
Hold on, yeah. Listen. One more thing, and I'm gonna let you take it over because I'm intrigued by what you're saying. If the Eagles don't blow Detroit out, just another song, bro.
We blew them out last year with a less supported cast.
Last year,
I have to throw in my 2 cents here, and I have to say, I find myself a little bit on John's side and a little bit on Whip's side. I find square down the middle, where I just think it's going to be obviously the proof is in the pudding. we have a strong team. You're right. With on paper, it looks like it's been constructed well, but we won't know until we actually get into these real games. I actually thought that the scrimmages gave us more information than these actual preseason games. And what I took from these scrimmages, I don't know about y'all, but what I took from these scrimmages is it seems like even though the Eagles have upgraded in a lot of areas, like wide receiver is upgraded, defensive back is upgraded, the linebacker core is upgraded. These are great new additions. However, the outcomes were still the same in the sense of when we played the Browns, we beat the Browns, but the Browns aren't going to be good. Let's get real. The Browns are going to be bad this year. And then we went to play the Dolphins, and we couldn't really get anywhere going with the Dolphins. And that was the trend last season. We beat the bad teams, and then any team over 500, we really couldn't beat. We really struggled. So I'm finding myself while thinking, okay, look, it's just scrimmage, it's just practice. Don't take too much from it. Don't draw too many conclusions from it. However, that trend of doing well against the bad teams and doing not so well against the good teams did show up in last season. And again, it seems kind of obvious this season. So I think that I'm not going to give them week one. I'm not going to say that if we don't win week one, the sky is falling, even though I know Philly will literally lose their SHIT if we do not win week one. I'm not saying that. It takes time, especially when they don't play in the preseason games. I am okay with that, but we have the easiest schedule in the NFL to start the season and the easiest schedule for the defense against passing teams. So no, if we make it to week 3, week 4, and we're not at least 2-2, it's a problem for me.
You know what? I'm so glad you said that, sis. And I don't know if you guys have been checking out my Twitter a lot. I've been on the go lately. I've been waka flaming a lot of people, man. And I heard somebody else say the same exact words you said. And I can't say it to you because you my blood, you my sister, so I love you. But I'm going to say it. Stop saying that shit, man, about we got the weakest schedule. I'm so tired of hearing
that. The Cowboys have a weaker one.
No. Let me tell you something, man. All of those teams are professional football.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
They get paid.
Listen, any given Sunday, just like the league we in, the fantasy league, it's any given Sunday. If that man that's on the other side of you is going to beat you, you won't get beat. Don't turn into a positive John.
It's not too positive. It's just recognizing that we have a chance to do well early against sub 500 teams. We should take advantage of that. That doesn't mean we're going to win. That doesn't mean we're going to win. And I'm not saying that we're going to win. But we should be taking advantage of that.
See, so here's the thing. What's the guy named? Trey Sermon. Okay. So I know little about him, but I know about him, if that makes sense. Okay. I remember his days when he switched over to Ohio State, all that. I remember all of that.
326 yards rushing against
I know John. I know this positive John.
he ran for 226 yards in a Citrus Bowl or something like that.
Positive John. You don't have to break it down to me positive.
There were inconsistencies with his game. The 49ers wanted him to get more north-south.
Not stop ripping this man. So you can go ahead and talk positive all you want. It's not going to mean look at this ridiculous shit to me. The whole point of what I'm saying to you is this, okay? You have a guy in Miles Sanders who continuously gets hurt. Every year is supposed to be his breakout. This year is supposed to be his breakout year.
That's the contract year.
Yeah, the year before that and whatever. Kenny Gainwell is better than him to me, in my opinion. Pass catching.
He struggled, but he's going to be nice. Yeah. He's going to be nice.
Here's the thing: this Sermon guy. What I know about him, even though he's a north south, he is, and I like that about him. But guess what? He ain't that grown man. He's slow as shit, very slow. You want to know who he remind me of? And Afia, you gonna be like, oh shit, you right. What was that dude name who was on the Eagles a couple of years ago before they got Miles Sanders? What was his name? He was a nobody dude who made a name for himself, and he was real
Wendell
big.
Smallwood?
What's his name?
Bryce Brown. Bryce
Wendell,
Brown.
Wendell
No,
Smallwood?
no, the one that
Bryce Brown. Bryce
no,
Brown.
no, the new guy who made a name for himself. He was on the same team with him, though. Big guy. I forgot his name.
Running back.
Jay Ajayi?
No, this is before them. It was a guy. I forgot his name.
Correll Buckhalter.
No, you're going too far.
Too far back.
I said before the 2017 season. It was a big back. Everybody was happy to see, but he was a no-name dude. I forgot his name.
Oh, well, I'm drawing him.
It's gonna come to me, but everybody was dependent on him to be the next big back, and he was slow as shit.
Are you talking about when we picked up that guy from Dallas?
No, not DeMarco Murray. No.
Yeah, DeMarco Murray. Okay.
It's gonna come to me eventually, but he reminds me of him.
Okay.
Okay, you have to ask yourself this: why would a guy in Shanahan, who is known for running backs, release this cat? Yeah, don't tell me about the Elijah thing. I know about that. Okay, cool. San Fran is known as one of the most prolific teams running the football. Do y'all agree with that? Both of you?
I would agree.
Why would they release him? Think about that. I want y'all to think about that for a minute. Really, really dive deep in your mind and ask yourself, why would you release this guy who's 6 feet, 215 pounds, got a hell of a stat sheet from college, and only played 1 year in the NFL?
And was a third-round pick.
I mean, it's a numbers game.
And was a third-round pick.
Okay, you're right. It is a numbers game, Afia, but size alone matters, correct? In the National Football League because of the bigs, right? This man is 6 feet tall. Yep. He's 6 feet. Yeah. You ask yourself, why in the hell would they release this man? He only played 1 year in the NFL.
Jermichael Hasty outplayed him, and then the undrafted dude outplayed him in camp.
Correct. So you want to know what that screams to me? I'm going to tell you what that screams to me. That screams to me that two things. One, as much as Miles Sanders is supposed to have been back at practice, that dude is still hurt, man. He's still hurt, okay? And it also screams to me that they don't got faith in him like that. They don't. And it goes back to what I said before. I don't like the kid. I don't like Miles Sanders. He's overrated to me. He's injury rate now. He's not going to have a career year. And Positive John, as much as you want to say that we're going to win it all, and I know you love yourself some Miles Sanders guy. We know that. But guess what? It's not going to happen with that dude at your arm. It's not going to happen, bro. So I'm sorry.
I don't know. I feel like Booby has definitely gotten hit by some injury woes that I think have really tarnished the narrative of how impactful he could be. And let's not forget, I want to be fair, that when we have a quarterback who runs, a lot of Booby's chances are getting vultured by the fact that Jalen Hurts is such a powerful runner. And so I think that also limits the ability for us to feel like Booby is productive. But he has a home run quality that I think we really can utilize if he had more of a chance to be consistent. And when I say consistent, I mean the team has to be consistently feeding him the ball. However, because of Jalen's threat to run, I don't think the way that he was playing when Carson was the quarterback and the way that he gets played now that Jalen is quarterback, to me, are different.
Yeah.
And so that is limiting.
He doesn't seem as confident. I'm sorry to cut you off. He doesn't seem as confident when he runs sometimes.
Boston Scott is better than him to me.
Yeah, Boston Scott's a beast. I love Boston Scott. That's Sproles. That's a bigger Sproles. He might honestly be the best well-rounded back we have.
No, he is the best back on that team. Period, point blank.
Yeah.
And the only reason he gets overlooked is because of his height and how small he is. Imagine Boston Scott at 6 feet, man.
Yeah.
He'll clearly be the number one RB1 in fantasy football, no doubt about it.
Right.
Okay, like I'm at look to make a long story short, because I know I came in late, some electrical problems. At the end of the day, the Eagles have a chance to make history. Y'all didn't expect me to say that, did y'all?
History
They
for
do.
what?
They have a chance to make history because if this team somehow becomes the team on paper, yes, they will be deadly.
Mm.
Yes, but nothing happens if Jalen Hurts did not take the step that is necessary.
Oh yeah, we'll get into that. We'll get
Yeah.
into that because that's a big topic of the discussion tonight. Jalen Hurts' potential and how far he can take us. But let's get into the next phase of this show, which is discussing. John brought up a beautiful point. He was listing the 53-man roster, some of the names that got on that was surprising. I want to know from y'all's perspective. Whip, I'll start with you. What name surprised you on the 53-man roster? What were you? Whoa, I didn't see that coming. Or damn, yes, I knew it. That player was going to make it.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry.
I honestly didn't expect. Now you saying who made it or who you didn't expect to make it?
Yeah, both.
Okay, so let me start off. Let me start off with who I'm shocked didn't make it. Jaquez Tart. Am I saying his name right?
Yeah.
He is a veteran that would have played perfectly in the system. Okay.
He was a step behind and can't in practice and he I don't know.
He should have made the team though, because here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. And I'm gonna let you talk after this, John. Let me just say one more person as well.
Oh, no worries.
His veteranship or veteran presence, I should say, alone should have helped his cause. This man came from a defensive background in San Francisco. Okay, so now by Howie and them releasing him, you just gave another defensive weapon to another team. Okay, and that's going to be a problem, especially if it's a team in our division. That's bad. 2, the person that also blew my mind that made the team is, and you guys are going to also probably say the same thing, is Epps.
Really? He's the number one safety.
Yeah, but guess what? You want to know why? You want to know why he's getting up? Because Howie Roseman made it a principal fact that to promote his name out there, to let them know, I want this kid to be showcased. Listen, we don't really know a lot about him, man. We don't. You don't know a lot about him. You only know about him from what people see and what you've seen on tape. When it comes to game, yes, he showcased a little bit last year, just a little tiny bit. But guess what? It's not enough, in my opinion, to where you cut a veteran like Tart and Harris and all of them cats because you got that much faith in this kid that you don't know shit about, for real. Howie Roseman made sure he campaigned for this dude so much that every place, listen, I can guarantee you he paid them cats on Good Morning Football to talk about him. I can guarantee you that shit, because nobody knows shit about him until that dude from Good Morning Football was like, yeah, that guy Epps is gonna be nice. He's gonna be the real deal. I'm saying to myself, like, man,
Josh Traeger. Josh Traeger is he follows the Eagles.
Right. I mean, look,
Peter Traeger. I'm sorry.
Look, I'm so crazy that I called you Ryan by accident. I apologize. Okay, you and I both know that man was paid by the Philadelphia Eagles and everybody else. We don't know crap about Epps, man. And guess what? If this team happens to fall in that area, in that position, who you think they gonna blame?
Yeah,
we're gonna blame him, the elder statesman.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm done. I got nothing else to say.
What about you, John? What surprised you about this 53-man roster?
I just gotta retract what Whip said.
Yeah,
Epps, you really had
I
Epps.
know.
I do.
Epps is gonna ball out. Like, I don't
So what
understand that.
happens?
It's better than when we had Nate Allen though.
What
It's like
happens if he
it's
don't
better
ball
than
out?
No way.
he's a better
Marcus
Nate
Epps
Allen.
actually deserves.
John,
Sorry.
what happens if he don't ball out, John?
He's gonna be average, and
But
we
he
don't
What?
think
need
he's
his
even
average.
worse than
We got
Anthony
three other
Harris?
premier.
No,
We got
Bruh.
Bradbury and Slay gonna be
that's
good.
not.
You got Avante, and
That's
you
not.
got CD Deuce.
That's
CD
not what
Deuce.
I asked.
CD Deuce is gonna be the Dolphins.
Nope.
It
Hold
don't
on,
even
Afia.
matter.
No,
He's gonna be
Afia.
the free
Laugh.
range safety.
Don't laugh. I'm gonna ask you again. What happens if he don't? Don't go around the question. Go into the question. What
Listen,
happens
Then you
if he
draft his
don't?
replacement next year, or you start Reed Blankenship. Reed Blankenship
See, that's
was
the
one of
thing.
my surprises.
See,
Yo, that dude is nice at Middle Tennessee State. He was a 5-year starter at Middle Tennessee State. He had over 100 tackles in 4
I
seasons.
already knew
That
he was
dude is
gonna.
a tackling machine.
I already knew Blankenship was gonna make the team. I already knew how nice. I don't have faith in Epps like everybody else do because I am a realist. You're not gonna pull the banana in the tailpipe on me, buddy. That ain't gonna happen. You can do that on Beverly Hills Cop. You're not gonna do that on me. I seen what you did last year. That's all cool.
I know what you did last
Yeah,
year.
exactly. I need to see what you do now. If I don't see that man becoming a household name within 5 weeks of the season, y'all should be ashamed of yourselves.
all right, we're gonna see. Listen. All I
Fair
can
enough.
say is unequivocally, he's going to be better than what we had before. Okay, I think
You
it's
think?
pretty telling to listen. And I'm saying this in the sense of
Huh?
last season. Last season we had Anthony Harris and we had gosh, what's his name? He just Rodney McLeod. I
Rodney
love Rodney
McLeod.
McLeod.
I
I
would
wish
have kept Rodney. I would have
I
kept
wish they had
over
kept Rodney, but
Yeah,
it's
I wish I would have kept Rodney over Harris.
because honestly, Anthony Harris is giving you nothing. He's giving you nothing.
He got
He got
kept.
the pregame speech.
So
That was about
if
it.
Marcus Epps can take over what Rodney did, and then we can get somebody to just be even marginally better than Anthony Harris, I'd be fine with that because I honestly don't. I feel like with the way that the Eagles are currently constructing their defense, they are not worried about the middle of the field as harshly as everybody else is worried about that particular.
They better. They better.
It's a
They're gonna
glaring
come with a
weakness.
3-4
It's a
over
glaring
or something.
but the chances of I don't know, I have a feeling that these linebackers are going to be way better ball hawks in the middle of the field to make
No
up
doubt.
for the
No
weaknesses
doubt.
on the safety end. Instead of having 2 weak middles, at least we only have 1 weak middle this time. And I do think the interest into the slot position is going to be very, very, very underrated for us.
I failed to mention that the player that had the best camp out of any of the 90 plus players we had was TJ Edwards. TJ Edwards looks crazy.
Yep.
That dude is ready to. And then we add.
He looks nice, but he's still slow.
He's slow,
Yeah,
but that's why you got
the way
Kazir
that
White.
he diagnoses plays, he don't need to be fast.
You got the speed guy because Kazir White was a steal. I can't believe we got him. And then you got Nakobe Dean. He's gonna be Ray Lewis when he's ready. Oh. He's still seasoned. He's gonna be nice.
Wait. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Three Birds in the Podcast listeners and viewers. This man, John Monroe, just said what again? He's gonna be who?
He's gonna be up there. I mean, if he can stay healthy.
You said
if he can stay healthy.
Don't try to change it. You said that man who?
He has all the intangibles. If we want to talk about how bullish we were with Jalen, I think you could be bullish about him. That dude won the Buckus Award. He came back to Georgia. He basically was the captain of that defense. And that Georgia defense will go down as one of the all-time defenses in college football history. That dude was the anchor. That dude is a lightning bottle, like a lightning in the bottle. The dude, huh?
Do you see him as a starter this year?
Not this year. They're gonna work him in. It's cool. The additions adds so much mystique to the defense. The offenses can't tell what we're running or who. With Hassan Reddick, the major weapon, that dude's going to tee off on quarterbacks. They're going to be like, oh, snap, dump down, check down. We're going to make teams check down.
So let me play devil's advocate today. And you're right. I'm looking forward to it. You know me. You know I gotta be Scrooge. You know I got to. I got you motherfuckers off your feet. Because if I don't, this show gonna be the happiest shit on the earth. All right. Okay. So according to y'all, if I didn't come on tonight, this show would probably be positive. You probably see doves and shit every goddamn way. All right. So let me be the one to say it. You don't think that those teams didn't see what the Eagles did? You think Cats ain't gonna dump them balls off fast? You don't think it ain't gonna be a lot of halfback screens on them? You don't think so? Bro,
They had the speed, they had the size and speed to cover.
let me
Now they
tell you
got big
something.
dudes that are running
You gotta
350 pound dudes running 4.6s and 4.7s. That's
you
crazy.
gotta be a fool if you don't think those other teams have not prepared for this Philadelphia onslaught because they already know what is coming. They know what's coming,
They
and
know what's coming.
please believe. And I'm gonna let my sis talk. Philadelphia is going to be deadly, but don't expect them boys to go out here and kick in the door and waving the 4-4. It's not going to happen. This is the NFL, bro. This is not college. This is not high school. This is the National Football League. You got professional athletes that play this game. And I heard somebody. Listen, this is gonna make y'all laugh, and I'll let you go for you. Somebody was on Twitter. I believe it was a week ago. I'm not even making this up. He said, well, when the Eagles play the Colts, what's the boy name? Jonathan. What's the running back name? What's his name?
Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah. He said, man, they gonna put an end to him. I said, what? I said, they gonna do what to Jonathan Taylor? He said, man, he ain't gonna have no yards on the Eagles. I said, dude, I don't know what shit you smoking, brother, or what type of cocaine line is on your hand, okay, that you snorting. I said, but if you ever in your life one man say that the Eagles are gonna stop Jonathan Taylor, I'm gonna take this hand and virtually take it through this phone and give you 100 Honda smacks. He laughed. He laughed at me. He was like, yo, dude, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. He started laughing. He like, damn, dude. He like, you know what? Let me pump my brakes. So I'm gonna say the same thing to my lovely family on here. Cut this shit. All right. Jesus Christ. Now go ahead, Ophelia. This got to stop.
Oh my gosh. Y'all, you know what? You know what? I love coming on with y'all because you're hilarious. And Scrooge lives up to his name, Negro, Negadamus.
Negro Domus.
His name
Negro Domus.
every single time, every single show. He couldn't even be happy if Happy walked up, sat him down, explained to him explicitly how the season was gonna go. He still said, "You're lying." And
I can't because I can't have two people on this show that I love dearly sit here and give these dudes flowers like they had a goddamn wedding.
listen,
It's not butter, it's sour cream.
I just like being fluid, and I think that it's possible to have your ebbs and your flows. So right now, before the season starts, this is probably the most positive I'm gonna be about the Eagles. Yeah, I'm gonna embrace that. I'm gonna embrace feeling good about the team right now because I know during the season
It's gonna unfold.
Let's see if we don't win this game against Detroit. Okay, I'm trying to be calm, but I'm gonna be one of them motherfuckers that are like, what?
I'm gonna be the first one juking and jiving right on the video and say, I told your ass so positive.
Okay, listen. So, okay, if I have to get into my 53, it's gonna be different from y'all's. I have my surprises. I was surprised by the Jalen Rager trade, and let me tell you why. Because it's funny to me that they traded him to the Vikings. It's just ironic and hilarious, and I'm glad that he got traded because he clearly wasn't gonna make it work here. And trading him gives room for Zach Pascal to have way more of an impact, and I'm excited to see that because I actually think that Zach Pascal is going to be that sneaky third receiver who's going to instantly gain Jalen Hurts' trust, and he's going to be a safety blanket for him on a lot of key plays, especially down in the red zone. I think that we shouldn't underestimate the impact of Zach Paxel. At the bare minimum, he will keep Greg Ward off the field, and I am here for that. I am
Greg
here
Ward
for
is
that.
gone.
Greg
Greg
Ward is
Ward
injured reserve. Injured reserve, yeah.
No, he got cut.
He got injury settlement waived, right?
Yeah, he's gone. So here,
Yeah, but they're gonna bring him back to the practice squad.
He can't play this year. He has to sit the year out.
Let me piggyback off.
He has a season-ending injury.
Yeah, let me piggyback off of what you just said, Afia. And let me show this. Let me show you how petty Minnesota is. Chris Carter, former Eagle, Minnesota legend. How about this ass Holio reaches out to Jalen Rager on Twitter and made it his personal business and say, "It's all right, young blood. You coming to the best team there is anyway. I've been down, bro. Keep your head up." I'm saying to myself, ain't you the same motherfucker who was just fired off of that show on ESPN or Fox Sports or some shit? And I'm saying to myself, these Minnesota fans is funny as hell.
Man, listen, they are forever on our job because they thought that they were getting a home run Super Bowl, right? Oh, we're gonna win the ball in the house. It's gonna be easy. The Eagles ain't nothing. I like Whip started this show off saying that every team you gotta play them, and if you have this impression that every team's gonna give you an easy win, you're gonna lose. Okay, and I think that the Eagles definitely showcased that in the most obvious way possible in 2017. And the Vikings will forever. We run rent free. We have a space rent free in every single Vikings fan's head, and that is their horror night.
I lovely. Chris Carter was out of pocket for that, man. He still feel the pain of being traded by Buddy Ryan and them from years ago.
But listen,
he should have been doing that. He should have been doing that.
Like he said, he went on to have a great career with the Vikings. He should cherish his career with the Vikings. He ain't win nothing with the Vikings. But I digress. Okay, it is what it is. I will say, like I said, Jalen Rager was a surprise for me, and my other surprise would be Davion Taylor, our third-round pick. I had in my mind that they were easing him in like a project sort of on the same line as Jordan Mailata. But clearly, Davion was just not – he was not getting it. He was not getting it.
He looked lost. He looked lost out there like that last –
they picked him back.
They brought him back to the practice squad, but I'm glad he's not on the 53. And to be completely honest, it's a waste of a third-round pick, and it's annoying because that happens a lot with Howie.
Well, wait a minute, John. I heard you just mention. No, actually, dude, Davion Taylor had a hell of a camp, bro.
No.
Oh no, they said
no.
He had a good camp, but in the preseason games he looked lost.
I understand that. I'm talking about camp. Period.
He had a good camp. He had a very good camp. But the preseason game itself,
yeah, I know
he looked lost.
That's
where he fell out of favor because he was looking good.
Back to the to the practice squad because they said we can still develop him. But I'm gonna tell you this now: somebody's going to pick them up off of that squad. Like I don't expect what's his name, Devin Allen, to be on that squad. Somebody's going to pick him up because of his speed alone. They're going to grab him. He's not going to be on the practice squad long. So it's going to be a team kind of like Kansas City or somebody that's going to miss the Tyreek Hill threat to get the ball down deep, and they're going to grab him. And don't be shocked if Kansas City go pick Devin Allen up, man. I'm just trying to tell you something to think about.
I definitely have. I feel good about this 53 roster. I think it's definitely a stronger 53-man roster than last season, and that's enough. Okay. Let's get to this ad break because we got to pay some bills over here. And it's time to find out what's going on with DraftKings. All right, the wait is almost over. A new football season is about to begin. Get ready for the NFL Week 1 action with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sporting bet partner of the NFL. To celebrate the return of football, DraftKings is giving new customers a can't-miss offer. Bet just $5 on any football game and get $200 in free bets instantly. Want more action for opening night? Everyone can experience the thrill of DraftKings early win promotion. Get up 7, you win. Bet on any team of your choice, and if your team leads by 7 points at any point during the game, you get paid instantly, even if your team loses. That is a great deal. DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable. Best of all, you can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you want. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use the promo code TPPN. You see it scrolling down the bottom of the screen to get $200 in free bets instantly when you place a $5 bet on any football game. That's code TPPN. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL.
All right,
Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details.
Real quick. I gotta say this. Before you went into the ad break, I was looking at John, right? Talking about, you said, I feel good about this roster. John made that face like Jack Nicklaus meme when he was like,
oh, from
yeah, that's what he did. He was waiting for you to say something positive. His face said, look. I said, damn. I said, man, if this man ain't positive, boy, make no damn sense. It's like that man just got a sugar rush when you said, man, I feel positive for this team. You should have seen his damn face, yo. His face lit up like he just seen something he ain't seen since he was born. This boy, man.
Oh man, well, I can't wait to play it back because I'm glad I missed
funny
that.
As hell.
All right, now let's get in, I think, to one of our most polarizing topics in all Eagles minds. It's the beginning and end of every Twitter war. It is the place where Eagles fans go to be happy and to be sad. Okay, and it is our long suffering journey for a franchise quarterback. And I want to really kind of give this space to, again, I think all offseason we've been talking about Jalen and his potential and what we think we are going to see out of him. And I think we're going to continue to have this discussion until he proves that he can be the franchise quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles. And I'm going to start because I really have some things I got to get off my chest. And I've been waiting to have this discussion about Jalen for quite some time. So I just want to start, okay? If you follow the birds, if you watch any of our shows, people may call me a Jalen hater. I don't like that term. I feel myself as a Jalen realist, but people have called me a Jalen hater. And if you know what, that's your projection, I'm fine with it. I just think that, like Whip goes, it is premature to anoint him as the end all be all. We've got it. We're done. We're good. We're set. When he hasn't yet shown us the ability to elevate the team around him. Now, the Eagles, I think, have done as good of a job as they could to have set Jalen up to do well. We have the best, not one of the best, the best offensive line in the NFL. Fight me.
Top three.
Otherwise, okay?
Top three.
The best, John. Don't make me fight you. Don't make me fight you. The best.
Look.
Number one. Okay. Let's put that out there. Number one. Okay. He's got a top 5 tight end. Top 5 tight end. And arguably, hopefully, on paper, the best wide receiver duo in Eagles NFL history. We'll have to see. I saw an article that made claims. And let's think about it. On paper, we could potentially see A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith have a tandem the likes we've never seen before. It rests on Jalen's shoulders. His ability to get the ball and get these people their target and spread the ball out fairly. There are some concerns I've had with Jalen. I don't know if those concerns have been completely assuaged. I don't know if this offseason, I know he went out to California. I know he went and got his mechanics fixed. I know he's processing faster. I know the team talks him up every single interview, every single practice. They love Jalen. They love what he's doing. He's amazing. He's great, blah, 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 blah. But just like I told y'all the last time, I'm watching those scrimmages. I'm trying to see how Jalen is doing when he goes up against the other teams, not our own team. And honestly, he's inconsistent. This whole offseason, I would say he was inconsistent. And to me, inconsistency is a plus, is a minus. I don't need inconsistency. I need great. And I don't know if Jalen's gonna give us great this season. I think Jalen's gonna give us inconsistent, and I don't think that's enough.
You gonna have them.
That's all I gotta say.
Them people's gonna be on your head. All right.
Because I'm telling the truth.
Because here's
I'm telling the truth.
You know, you listen. So what I notice about the three birds, we are growing ever so fast. Because like every time I look at the Twitter, it's more people adding. You are going to get a lot of hate for this conversation, young lady. And I don't.
I love you. It's real. Before you get on your soapbox and say Jalen is going to deliver us to the promised land, I need you to look at the results and just be honest.
I had said this many of times, even in our earlier episode. That is my sister. I love her dearly, but she's a grown woman. Don't attack me or Positive John. That is her opinion. That is not how I think.
So here is where Whip gets positive. On Jalen Hurts? Really?
Really? So here we go. Let me fix that. I'm gonna even move the mic away. Hi, everybody. I have an announcement to make. I got my hands folded. I think, me personally, I believe that Jalen Hurts is going to succeed this year. I honestly believe that.
What do you mean by succeed?
Look, it's killing them, boy.
No, I really want to understand what you mean.
I'm going to tell you what I mean by. Allow me to finish with What I mean by that is I think he learned from his ways of last year. I think he did a lot of learning. Like you said, he went to the West Coast and learned from a lot of good people. Okay. I think from what we've seen so far from the joint practices and from training camp, some of them was good, some of them was bad. But you heard report from certain players that he had it, he didn't have it. But I honestly believe his maturity level alone and growing into the National Football League, especially that now that he has these weapons around him, I think he has no choice but to succeed. Okay, and I don't mean to sound
I agree. He has no choice but to succeed.
Yeah, I don't want to be like Positive John because he like rock on, bro. Keep talking. I see him. He's loving it. He's loving it. And real quick, I can't wait to hear what John say because the fee is gonna go off. This is the segment of the show that the two positives are about to be positive and negative in a few minutes, as soon as I'm done. But I honestly believe, regardless of what my sister said, because you heard what she said, because she never admitted it. She always told you, though, she never really believed in him, but she does.
That's not true. That's not true. That's not true. Don't say that.
Hear me out. I never said that you didn't like him. You just didn't believe in him like that, is what I meant to say. But what I'm going to say is this.
That's fair.
What I'm going to say is this. I believe that Jalen Hurts will get the Eagles to 12 wins this year. And I'm going to leave it at that. So now, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Positive John, let's get ready for the show. I'm ready. Let's go, Afia.
Yeah, go ahead, John. Go tell me why Jalen Hurts is about to ball out in ways we've never seen before.
Here we go.
I just think back to his makeup and how he's built. Like, he's not like a typical 23-year-old, 24-year-old. He's mature. He's a winner. Those are his brothers, and I like that they're spending more time together. That's gonna pay off because if you don't go to war with brothers, who are you gonna go to war with? Who are you gonna succeed with? I think everything's set in place for him to. If he fails, then it's gonna be an absolute failure all around.
Okay.
All around. For him to if Jalen fails, then that means that Howie failed, Coach Sirianni failed.
No, but
I kind of get what you're saying, John.
We want to know what you think of him this year.
He's gonna ball out. He's gonna go berserk.
But okay, so
He hears everything that people say about him. He hears everything.
Listen.
He shows that he doesn't care. He shows that he doesn't care. He's cool as a cucumber. Stuff rolls right off. He's gonna ball out.
Listen.
He has no choice but to ball out. His best friend's on the team now. He's gonna ball the heck out.
This is what I have to say. Okay, I'm not here to say that Jalen Hurts doesn't have amazing intangibles. He absolutely does. And if intangibles was all that it took to be a franchise level quarterback, then he would be it without question. I wouldn't even be arguing with you. Okay. I also want to say that it's a team sport. So there is a real possibility that as a team, we can get to 12 wins. I agree with you, Whip. I'm not going to here to say that 12 wins is impossible. I'm not. I'm here to talk about Jalen and his individual potential to be the franchise, right? For them to look, and not just because guess what? Trevor Lawrence didn't play well last season, but there's no doubt that he's the franchise, right? If things were to go bad, when things were going bad in Joe Burrow's first year, they still had no doubt he was the franchise, right? Certain players, you'll say it's the team around them that's not showcasing the player correctly, but you know the player is ascendant, right? That's my point about Jalen. I think the team around him is amazing, and he has the support he didn't have last season and other seasons, and that is going to propel them in a very big way. But if you're going to sit here and tell me that Jalen is going to give you a Pro Bowl, let's put it like that, is Jalen going to give us a Pro Bowl season?
We don't know that.
He's gonna run. He's gonna run crazy.
When your measure of success, my measure of success for Jalen is to get these accolades that franchise level quarterbacks get. And I think he's inconsistent. I don't think he's bad. I'm not saying that he wouldn't be a quality average level starter, and that could be enough. We don't necessarily have to have Jalen be great week in and week out for us to win. But this season is to decide if Jalen is going to be the franchise quarterback. We have 2 first-round picks in a deep quarterback class. The Eagles are not going to settle for just good. The Eagles are not going to just settle for just average Jalen. Average Jalen got us to the playoffs. The Eagles are not just going to settle for that. They want to see Jalen not only take on the leadership role off the field, which he has done 100% without question. They want him to see him ascend to that Lamar Jackson level, to that Josh Allen level on the field this year. And I would say to that, he's been inconsistent in his progress.
Nah.
He's
passing the ball, right?
No.
Yes,
some of his stats.
No, Whip.
He's a premier running quarterback.
I have to say this. This is the point that I want to say. Okay, everybody hate this 7-3. But let's talk about 7-on-7s. 7-on-7s is a passing drill, right? The whole point of 7-on-7s is to pass the ball and get better at passing the ball. There's no rush. You don't need to tuck the ball and run. Correct?
Yeah, but the defense is giving sticky coverage. They're throwing different coverages at the receiver.
But Jalen's ability to process, Jalen's ability to take what the defense is giving him that split second, because you know there's that split second. Again, I'm just saying he may be inconsistent, and that may not be great for the Eagles in deciding that he's going to be the franchise. No matter how dynamic he is as a leader, no matter how personable he is as a player, no matter how coachable he is as a player, if his work on the field is inconsistent, he's not going to be the franchise. And I think we should all prepare ourselves for some inconsistency. That's all I'm saying.
I love that woman, yo.
That's all I'm saying. Hate me, love me, debate me, I don't care. You're gonna see it. I'll tell you, hey, listen, he did the damn thing. Congrats, Jalen. I will give him all
listen.
But at the end of the day, he's been inconsistent, and y'all can't argue with me on that.
Once
Tell me
again,
he hasn't been inconsistent.
once again,
he is improved.
You can find her on where on your Twitter account.
Oh, don't worry. It's right here. You can find me at According to Afia on Twitter. Okay?
So
and I'll tell you, Jalen has been inconsistent, and you can't tell me otherwise.
Damn. Well,
that's all I gotta say.
And you mentioned something about Josh Allen and them, and I agree with you. But have you seen Jalen Hurts stats last year?
Okay, listen. I saw Jalen Hurts stats last year.
Pretty similar to Randall's rookie year.
But did you see? But wasn't Jalen inconsistent? Stats paint a beautiful picture. But we saw the games.
He put up more touchdowns than some of your favorite quarterbacks from last year.
He put up 16. Hold on. He put up 16 passing touchdowns and 10 rushing touchdowns. Those are great numbers. I'm not gonna hold you, but if you're being real, is that what you want from your franchise quarterback?
I want a quarterback that's going to get me to win games. I don't give a damn.
Okay, so let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. How many games did Jalen win for us last year?
The Saints game where he broke the dude's ankles.
Both the Saints games, he won. What's he talking about? Total number of games.
I'm just saying his impact. I'm just saying the way that you felt that his impact was on the field. How many games do you feel like Jalen, the player, won for us?
Well, if you really want to go there, you got to also put the defense in that too, because they have.
But that's I'm not here to say that. And that was a team sport. I'm not here to argue that our defense wasn't shit, that Jalen didn't have leads, that our defense blew, blah 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 blah. I'm not here to say that. But I'm here to say he's been inconsistent, and that's realistic. And you, of all people, Mr. Cloudy Skies, Mr. Rain on Our Parade, Mr. It looks good on paper.
It is look good. It do look good on paper.
Jalen looks good on paper. But honestly, if you were looking at the paper, you'd say, no, Jalen looks inconsistent on paper. That doesn't mean he's not going to be good. That doesn't mean he's not going to be great. That just means he looks inconsistent on paper.
His progression and reads this offseason have improved so much, and it's all like Shane Steichen and Coach Sirianni have been talking about. And if like they were tracking his throws, and a lot of his throws were to the left and over the middle, two of his weakness areas from the last few seasons. He's going to be more well-rounded, and I think in that his stats will reflect that. He's going to be nice. He's going to be nice. He's going to do his thing. As long as we win the games we're supposed to win with him in the lineup.
We gonna see. Listen. I'm rooting 100% for the kid. This is not I want Jalen to fail. This is let's be realistic so that we don't crush him absolutely if he doesn't give us what we're looking for right away. We're asking a lot from this young man, and I do believe he has the shoulders to bear it. But does he have the talent? That's a fair question.
I think they want him to. They want him to have the talent. That's what it is.
They do, and I want him to have the talent. But I'm to me, this is my opinion. Okay, take it for what it's worth. It's inconsistent to me. That's all I can say.
He's more pleasantly surprised.
All right, I would love to see it. I would love to see it. And I'll be the first one on here. I'm not saying that Jalen's going to lose us every game. I'm not saying Jalen is trash. You're not going to hear me say those things. Jalen is a good player, but he's inconsistent.
Let me say this to you, to all of Three Bird fans out there, and you, young lady, has had many of critics come at your neck about your energy on Jalen. So if I was a TV reporter, a sports broadcaster, and I came up to you with the mic, and I say, "Excuse me, Mr. Fia, what is your outtakes on Jalen Hurts?" And you say what you say. and them people come to you and say, you know what, man, I'm so tired of this goddamn women and this damn Jalen Hurts shit. This is bullshit. This is ludicrous. I'm getting tired of it. What would you say to you? What would you say to all the three Bird fans right now that you probably angered right now?
I would say, get over it. let it go, man, because I ain't gonna change. And I'll see you when the season's over. It's gonna be what it's gonna be, baby. Like, listen. I want to see Jalen succeed so badly. I really 100% do. And I believe his measure of success will be different for every single fan. And that's totally within our rights. Whip's measure of success and John's measure of success is not my measure of success. My measure of his success is something that I think is really, really. I'm not 100% on it. I'm not gonna sit here and blow smoke up your asses and tell you that I think that he's gonna lead us to the promised land. When I don't. It's not like I don't think we'll get to the promised land. But am I gonna say that Jalen's gonna lead us? Like Jalen's gonna be that X factor? Right? That's what we all want him to be. We all want him to be the X factor. I don't know. And I'm not going to sit here and say it.
So check this out real quick before we end this show. This is just for laughs. All right, so we already know her take on Jalen Hurts, guys. So watch this. Can I trade you Jalen Hurts on fantasy? Would you take him?
Oh, hell yeah, I take Jalen Hurts. Oh, you wanted to trade me Jalen Hurts? Of course, because you know what? Fantasy wise, if we're talking pure stats, he's a great person to have stat wise because he runs amazingly, and I'll take his running ability, and I'll do very, very well with it.
But that take his running ability.
But that doesn't mean that that's what they want for their franchise QB. That's all I'm gonna say. Now, before we get off the air, my man John had to give us his rendition of one of the most heartbreaking Eagles losses, and I'm captivated. I cannot wait to hear what you have to say. So take it away. Lead us on then into the night.
I appreciate that. I know we all remember that those great Eagles defenses that we had in the years past, and the 1990 season went down as the coming out party for Randall Cunningham. He had an amazing rookie year, and we lost in the wild card round. So 1991, they were primed for it. They got it. Buddy Ryan was gone. Rich Kotite was hired, and Randall Cunningham was going to look strong year two. And the defense was ready-made with Eric Allen, Jerome, Reggie White, Seth Joyner. Those guys are ready to ball out. And actually, that defense had like one of the highest defensive ratings out of any defenses in any season that the NFL has tracked, like their progress and like how they rate it. So just imagine going into that season, the Super Bowl aspirations we had. And I just remember being a little kid, like, yeah, Scrambling Randall. Remember, everything was Scrambling Randall. The Eagles were going to be nice. And what happens in the second quarter of that game against the Packers, Bryce Pop from the Packers, linebacker, tackles Randall at his knee, tears his ACL. Super Bowl dreams dashed. Now, he did come back. Did he play? Did he come back? Did he end up coming back that year? But the season was, we went 10-6, but it was the start. It was the unraveling of many things. It was actually Jerome Brown's last season with us. Unfortunately, because he passed, he died that summer, that off season. And it's like, what could have been? What could have been? That was a team that was ready-made. They had Keith Byers and Keith Jackson. They had all these good vets. The offensive line was kind of shaky, but the defense was real. And just that's one of those what-ifs. Like, what would have. But I think the Super Bowl we won is a, a, a remembrance of that time and that heartbreak for us as Eagles fans.
Absolutely. Thank you, John. I honestly myself, I'm a 92 baby, so I was not even alive for that particular season. So I appreciate you telling me and all the rest of the Birds fans, us millennials who maybe weren't alive at that time, what it felt like to be a fan and have very high aspirations, almost basically like we do now, and have just an unfortunate the realities of the game, injuries, really kind of just take the sails out of what we kind of hope the team will be. And I think it's a very sober reminder that NFL, anything can happen.
That's true.
So,
And in that season, fun fact, we had 5 different quarterbacks play. Jim McMahon was the backup. He was washed though. That was Jim McMahon, like the Chicago Bears Super Bowl winning quarterback. He got hurt in the second week. So after Randall went down,
No, we're not gonna talk about no Jim McMahon, bro. We ain't gonna.
No, I'm just talking about the quarterbacks that had to play when Randall got hurt.
Oh yeah.
They were terrible. Like
ain't no way in hell we going.
What was the dude's name? Brad Goebel, McMahon, and some dude named Pat Ryan. It was bad. And there was another quarterback in there. It was Jeff Turner. It was oof. Oof. What a time. What a time. That defense was real though. Just imagine if Randall never got hurt that year, we probably have multiple Super Bowls.
what could have been.
What could have been.
Well, thank you so much for another great episode of Three Birds in a Punt. Please make sure you download and subscribe to the Three Birds in a Punt on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Anchor, Megaphone, wherever you get your podcast. Follow us on Twitter at Three Birds in a Punt. You can follow me personally at According to Afia. I'll take all your comments about my Jalen Hurts segment. I really, unless that mute button is always on time. Okay, you can follow my guy Whip at PaintGod2K on Twitter, and my guy is shooting on Twitch. Don't forget. Tune in. He's a killer. All right, and Positive John is always. Where can they find you at, John?
John Monroe Jr. on Twitter.
John Monroe Jr. on Twitter. And this is another episode of Three Birds in a Punt. As always, go Birds.
Go Birds.
Y'all won't get nothing from me today.
Right. Go Birds. That was Whip.
Go Birds.
All right.